Hello, welcome back to Chat About It. Don't shout about it with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed already. I reached 1,000 subscribers yesterday. Thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you. I'm just so pleased. Thank you. I can't get over it. It was absolutely elating when I found out earlier on. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Doctor Who overnight ratings. They have actually dropped for the Empire of Death. And I just want to mention in this video, normally I do a comparison. I find out what the competition actually is on TV that night for Doctor Who when it goes out. However, I decided not to do that in this video because I wanted to have a quick chat about the cinema stuff. So I will get to that a bit later on in the episode. And without further ado, let's talk about Doctor Who overnight ratings for the Empire of Death. Of course, we're going to be starting off with Doctor Who TV because they are great at getting us these overnight viewing figures. And would you look at that? 2.25 million for the overnights. Now, you can't blame that on the cinemas because we'll get to that later, but 2.25 overnights. What do you think of that? Now, I know what you'll say. Ratings are changed because we have streaming services. Yes, I understand that. And I do get that. I get reminded all the time. But here's the thing, 2.25 million viewers, that's, in my opinion, not great. It is a reflection, perhaps, as some of my subscribers have said, of the week before and thoughts of on the week before. And this could also be because we have some returning people who would actually like to watch the brand new Sutekh in action, as voiced by Gabriel Wolf, whose voice in the cinema I could imagine was absolutely heavenly. Let's have a look at the Google Doc, which I had been sent by some of my subscribers. And this is Jodie's Flux series. And this is considered one of the worst writing for series for Doctor Who. I'm not going to lie. The Flux, and you can see it in the overnight. So I've got the overnights for Jodie's on screen. You can see it, 3.58, 3.82, 3.45, 3.76, 3.96, 4.43. And you compare that to what we've got here from Doctor Who TV on the left-hand side, 2.6, 2.4, 2.04, 2.62, excuse me, 2.12, 2.11, 2.02, 2.25. It's such a massive difference. It's almost like I don't even know how to react to that. What do you think of that for the overnights? Comparing it to Jodie, who I believe was actually a miscast, it's surprisingly low. They can't be happy with this. I'm sorry, they can't be happy. I didn't believe what RTD said when he was talking about how happy he was with the ratings. I didn't believe that. So those ratings are unique to the UK only. Please bear that in mind. It is the UK only. Now I'm going to be talking about Disney Plus, which is the worldwide rating. So at the top, as you can see, I finally found it. It took me a little while to find, and don't worry, I do link everything below. 224, and it didn't chart worldwide. A friend of mine who I stream with has told me that it charts very briefly and then it falls off very quickly. So I'm just trying to be honest with you there. That's what I found out. So if we go down though, so underneath it where you can see Bluey, who is again topping again for the top 10 TV shows. It still hasn't budged. Star Wars The Acolyte is still in at number 2. I just want to draw your attention to something. For some reason, even though it says the top 10, it's only listing the top 9, and I don't know why that is doing that. So I do apologize. I don't have number 10 there because I can't get it. And there are paywalls on Flix Patrol as well, just to let you know. But yes, so Doctor Who is currently scoring 224. Now, I thought I would actually have a look to see if I could find what the Shills were saying about the viewing figures in the UK. Absolutely nothing. Couldn't find anything from the Radio Times, who are a very staunch defender of the viewing figures. Nothing. That happened last week as well. What, are they giving up defending the ratings? I don't know what's going on there. What I did find, though, was an article about the Christmas special. Now, I'm not going to make a video about the Christmas special as of yet, unless you would really like to. If you would like me to read that article to you and chat about it, then leave a comment below, please, by all means. But of course, I will be reviewing the Christmas special on this channel as well. So don't worry, it will be reviewed like everything else. So they were doing this in the cinema. They were showing it in the cinema, and they were plugging it, saying, "Come and watch it in the cinema. Plug it, plug it, plug it, plug it." And I believe, and I couldn't find it, and believe me, I looked. I believe it was showing in 35 cinema, but I can't confirm that because I can't find where I read that. So I do apologize. So just treat that with a pinch of salt, what I have just told you. It says how to watch Doctor Who season 14 finale at the cinema, 11 p.m. on Friday, the 1st of June, and it doesn't include the independent cinemas, Odeon, View, Picture House, Omniplex, Everyman, Showcase, and Savoy. Now, I'm taking it this was only shown in the UK and not in the US. Can I ask my US viewers, had this been shown at the cinema in the US, at the movie theatre, excuse me, in the US, would you have gone and watched it? Just out of interest. Just out of interest, would you have actually done that? I was asked that by RetroDoc, who you may see lurking in the comments below somewhere if he's there. And I said, no, I already paid for it. So why would I go and watch it again in the cinema and pay for it in the cinema? Pay double, yes, pay double the amount. But no, so Bradley Dare has this image of the view. Now, I don't want to dox Bradley. I don't know exactly where it was. So I'll just be honest. And he said 32 out of 158 seats were filled at the cinema, at the view. It's what this is either because people are in bed and wanting to stay in bed, or they just didn't want to spend double the price for something that they already pay for, or they're just not that invested in the series. Now, if they want to go, absolutely knock yourself out. Go and watch it at the cinema. I believe that a lot of the CGI effects that they had in this particular episode and the previous one, and the style of the cinematography and the storyboards, that was all done purposely for the cinema. 100% believe that. So obviously that's just one person. If you went and saw it in the cinema here in the UK, how many people were at your cinema? Leave a comment below. Be interesting to find out. Although I must say, I've put that one again just to show it from the last tile. But Act 3 says, just watched Doctor Who in the cinema on row B. It's 1:44 a.m. As I type this, I feel disorientated. I am dressed as John Hurt. I'm guessing that's what he means, John Hurt. So interval. Why an interval? You don't need an interval. We needed an interval for Lord of the Rings because that fantastic franchise was so long. But we don't need an interval for this, surely. You are in a position with the cliffhanger to actually make it so that you can merge it together almost seamlessly and play it like a movie so that people can get the hell out of there and go home and go to bed. But, they didn't do that. They wanted to milk it out as long as they could, get as much money as they could. This was a total money spin. That's just my opinion there, okay? Just to be aware, you may not think it was a money spin at all. And Ellis also said, hearing this blasting on a massive screen was worth it, but was that episode really cinema worth? I really don't think so, sadly. Hashtag Doctor Who. I will be honest with you now. I didn't say this in yesterday's episode, but I stayed up for the first time to watch it at midnight, and I regretted that. Now, that was entirely my decision, but for me personally, just as a fan and a customer of Doctor Who and the BBC, sorry, a customer of the BBC, let me just correct myself there. I will never do that again. It was not worth it. It was too late for me to wait up to watch it, and because I think, to be quite frank, I only gave the story a 3 out of 10. It wouldn't have been worth it watching it at the cinema, and it certainly wasn't worth waiting up to watch. So 96% fresh by the critics, 27% for the audience score. This iteration of the Doctor is a return to form, much better in my opinion than the seasons before it. Love seeing RTD back at the helm. I loved every episode, and the twist, that oh so ordinary twist, was a nice change to form. What with every companion turning into something or being something, it's nice to finally see someone just be normal again. I hope she returns. Great job, Shooty. A fun watch, but it really didn't feel quite right for Doctor Who. The fourth wall breaks, the dance numbers was the way TARDIS flies rather than materializes, and most of the answers are just it's magic now, which is weird because it's made my RT Davis Mr. Classic New Who. Okay, still good enough to keep watching. And this one really didn't like it. Some people will like it, the majority won't. And I think that was RTD's plan. He wanted to separate the fan base that he had created to bring in modern fans. I have a feeling this soft reboot won't last long. Most people have heard of Doctor Who, even in America. So trying to separate your fan base is a bad decision. I agree with that, as not everyone is interested in time travel and space. The people that are have heard of Doctor Who. The series itself is extremely poor, bad writing, bad acting, bad directing. All in all, it's awful. Gosh, they really went for it. If you're somehow new to Doctor Who and this is your first season watching, I really encourage you watch Matt Smith's Doctor or David Tennant. Yeah, I would agree with that. You will find the show in general much more likable and engaging. And go back to classic as well, because I started off with classic. I didn't even watch this. Well, of course I wouldn't. I wouldn't have, wasn't. I was born much earlier than 2005. Anyway, so even the Independent was just like, nah. Doctor Who episode 8 review. After all the hype and hoopla, this finale is a big letdown. So I wanted to know what they thought of Sutekh. Sutekh, voiced by 91-year-old Gabriel Wolf, absolutely beautiful voice, who played him in 1975, has won then. Game over, thank you, and good night, right? Not exactly. Amid the CGI devastation, one mystery remains unanswered, and it's driving Sutekh crazy. It turns out he is both a megalomaniac demon dog and the nosy neighbor from hell. Who is Ruby's mother? And why did she abandon her daughter amid that Christmas snow shower? Until that teaser is untangled, he will allow the Doctor to live. And it's so underwhelming, that reveal. Oh, it's her. Okay. And even GB News had a piece on this. Doctor Who fans slam boring finale as they brand Ruby Sunday reveal a real letdown. Now, I actually agree with this. This Ruby Sunday was a giant MacGuffin. It was a fart that was waiting to go off. I agree with that. It's just underwhelming when you build it all up, this tension, to actually go, oh, no, it wasn't that. It's just, entertainment is about cathartic release, and people clearly did not have a cathartic release with that. They had some other release with it. Let's just put it like that. But Ruby later decided to leave the Doctor in order to get to know her new family members. But some fans were less dissatisfied with the reveal and took to their X accounts to express their annoyance. One noted, but for Ruby to have no depth the entire season, and the only thing going for her was the mystery mother, and it's just Louise down the road, huh? The collective sign when Ruby's mother was revealed. Oh, that was a fumble, I fear. Another added before a third said, the problem with that ending is now I've lost interest. Ruby's character was drastically oversold to us. It feels like I was conned into investing in her. Like Russell was so worried about viewers that he baited us with Ruby, which is wrong. Not as hyped now for season. A MacGuffin is not meant to let you down. It is meant to hype you up, okay? But then it's meant to actually make you really shocked when you find out that it was just a red herring all along. And you're like, oh my goodness, I was totally expecting this. But it was this epic thing. But because it was a MacGuffin that went, oh, I'm totally expecting this, to meow. It's the actual reveal has to have the same amount of tension as that MacGuffin. And unfortunately, in this case, the writing didn't do that. Now, if you liked Doctor Who, that is absolutely fine. You are allowed to like it. Please do understand that. And I will always, always stress that to you. You are allowed to like something. It is absolutely okay to do so. Maybe the Christmas episode will do better. Who knows? People do leave the TV running on Christmas Day, so you never know. It might get a lot better ratings. You never know. Please do excuse me. My throat's a bit funny. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your predictions for next week's consolidation for this? I'm reckoning around the 4 million mark, and that's being generous. Chat about it, don't shout about it. Like the video if you would like to like the video. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.